My name is Gabriella Placido. I'm in your microeconomics class, and this is my extra credit video response to your instructional video on equilibrium price in a perfectly competitive market. I'm going to be solving a problem I made up like yours. The question is, in a perfectly competitive market, the demand curve facing the individual firm operating this market is equal to what price? And the market demand and supply equations given are, for demand, price equals 150 minus 10Q, and for supply, price equals 50 plus 10Q. With any question that has big words and seems really complicated, I like to break it down and take it in steps. The best thing to do first is to try to put the question in plain English. Put it into a question you can understand. Know what's being asked of you. This question is simply asking what the price on a firm graph for perfect competition will be. We know the supply and demand curves for the market, as shown in the graph. Now we must figure out the price for the market, which will therefore tell us the price for the firm. As shown by the graph in the previous slide, remember that the market graph price feeds into the firm level. And by the way, I realize that line should be directly on the equilibrium price line on the graphs in the last slide, but the PowerPoint was being ridiculously stubborn and I spent about an hour attempting to get it right. That was unfortunately as close as I could get, so I'm sorry about that. Anyways, the price will be the same for both the perfectly competitive market and firm graphs. This price will be the same for each. It will be the demand as well as the marginal revenue curve. Now that we know what we're being asked, we can find the solution. First, set the market demand equation equal to the market supply equation. The demand equation is P equals 150 minus 10Q, and the supply is P equals 50 plus 10Q. So therefore, your equation is 150 minus 10Q equals 50 plus 10Q. You solve the equation by subtracting 50 from each side, and then adding 10Q to each side. This gives you 100 equals 20Q, and once you divide each side by 20, you get 5 equals Q. So therefore, the quantity is 5. Now we're at our last step. Now that we know the quantity, Q, we can plug it into the original market demand and supply equations to get the price. When you plug it into the supply equation, you get 50 plus 10 times 5, which is $100. When you plug it into the demand equation, you get 150 minus 10 times 5, which is also $100. So therefore, that's your final answer, and the price is $100 for the firm.